Good morning, good morning. Happy Tuesday. Hope everyone's having a great morning and a great trading session so far. Give me a second because I'm actually trying to pay for something that I need right here and right now. Come on. I have not taken any trades yet, obviously. Oh, well, you can't see it on the screen anyway. Okay. All right. Sorry. Good morning, Applejays. Good morning, Trenches. Good morning, Amelia. Good morning, Diego. Good morning, you guys. Sorry. My mom, funny story. Hold on, let me finish getting my stuff together. Got stuff everywhere. And thank you. All right, no trades yet. We do have 8:45 news anyway, so let me give this confirmation thing to my mom so she can go handle this, and I'll be right back. Okay. Good morning, for real. Not your distraction. Thank you. Thank you. Oh yeah, Diego, did you try to use the discount code yet for the Apex account? All right. So, funny story. When we were on our way to Vegas, we go out to my car because I'm like, all right, we'll just take my car because I have room in my trunk. My mama shouldn't be emptying her trunk. So, and she's going to the driver's side. She's like, We not taking your car. Your tag's expired. I'm like, what? She said, your tag's expired in August. I said, what? So I was thoroughly confused. And she's like, how did you not know it expired in August? I'm like, Ma, I don't look at my plates when I'm walking to my car. I just go to the car. So we go to her car. Well, we can't take her car because she got a flat tire. So I'm like, well, Ma, it looks like we're going to have to take my car. Good thing I obeyed the laws of the land because I had no idea that my tags had expired 4 months ago. So I was like, just obey the laws of the land, girl. We'll be all right. So, I don't know where it is. So when I got to Vegas, she was like, so when she took her car to get the flat tire fixed, she also scheduled for my emissions test so that I could get my new plates. And she was like, I scheduled your admissions for Tuesday at 8 o'clock. I was like, you're such a mom, even though I'm almost 40 years old. Thanks, mommy. So I forgot that I needed to pay my personal property taxes too, because she has to take that with her. So she came in and she's like, where's your personal property tax? I'm like, shoot. So I had to go ahead and pay that and print it for her. Yeah, I tried on January 6th. If it doesn't work, I'll get it. No, Diego. If it doesn't work, then just let me know, because the giveaway system is down and it looks like the codes that I had expired. So because I had them for so long and I didn't know, but when I reached out to get another batch, he said that the giveaway system was down right now and he let me know when it's back up so I can give you guys new codes. Luckily we have online renewal, which is the only way I'm not expired. I'm like, I don't remember getting any mail telling me it's time. I don't remember nothing, y'all. Now I could be wrong, but I don't remember getting nothing. Okay, so how was I supposed to know? But in July, I just happened to see my plate expired at the end of the month. Emissions test, Indiana. Yeah, you got to get an emissions test and you have to show that you paid your personal property taxes. Then you'll get your plate or get your tags. I had enough blankets. Remember, I'm over. Listen, just be grateful, baby, because some people's mamas don't care. Like when I was growing up, I used to be so mad sometimes because I couldn't do certain shit. But thankfully, I had the type of mom where like, it was never because I said so, like she explained things. So I never tried to like wild out when I got outside of the house or anything. But, you know, I grew up with people whose mamas didn't give two damns where they were at any point in time. Like it could be 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. They out in the streets and they mamas either don't know, don't care. I don't know. So I just took it as a sign of I have a mother who cares. I'll let you know that. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. So yeah, if it doesn't work, let me know and I'll get you another one. But yeah, so she's out doing that. And I was like, oh, wait, let me just pay the personal property tax online real quick. She's like, well, I was going to pay it when I got there. I'm like, Mom, no, I'm going to pay it. Like, chill out. And I'm like, well, just let me know how much the emissions are so I can Zelle it back to you. She's like, I got it. Okay, Mom, do you, boo? She also asks if you ate. Exactly. Exactly. Just be happy they care. Got another car accident a few weekends ago. I told my mom, she was like, he needs to go to the hospital. Listen, real mamas be mamaing, okay? They don't care how old you are, what you got going on. They do not care. They don't. Have now jumped on the silver bandwagon. Child. Not you told your mama to calm down. Going evals with silver. Yeah, just did a U-turn. A surprise trade in 100 evals. Child, look. I'm mad because I probably missed some stuff in here, honestly. More than likely. This definitely I missed. Because that should be okay. Yep. Probably missed this one too. Oh yeah, I started to work on divergent stuff. Okay, so I only missed 2 trades. I started to work on divergent stuff yesterday. I didn't get completely done because at one point when I knew like right now I'm just focusing on um pullbacks, I stopped. Like I would journal my trades. I took journal whatever pullbacks actually worked so I can see the patterns in front of me. But then I just completely didn't write anything for divergence. So I had to catch up on that, which I got about halfway done yesterday. So I'm going to finish that today. Yesterday, I did work out. So once I was done journaling and did like a couple of days for the divergence, I went and I worked out. That took about probably 40 minutes. I showered, finished some more, and then I finished like probably around maybe like 2 o'clock. I gave myself like all right, you've done this for long enough, maybe 3. So then today I'm going to journal the session, journal a few of the days that I'm missing for divergence. Then I'm gonna walk a mile, shower, and then finish the rest of the days. And then I'll have all the data that I need to start to analyze, and I'll go from there. I realized yesterday that the one trade that I lost, with that particular volume pattern, I think I only want to do the no interest reversals for that one. I don't think that like basically in the wins, the regular like pullbacks, I said no interest no interest reversals. The regular pullbacks, like the higher low to higher high to higher low, and even the ones where it starts with a lower low and pushes to a higher high and a higher low, I think that the impulse move before the pullback, it has to be more volume and more ticks than the previous impulse move, no matter what. And for that particular one, it wasn't. And so I think that only the no interest reversal works for that particular volume pattern that I lost on, which is fine. So I'm going to stick to that for sure. For sure. But yeah. You'll trade again after what are you talking about, level up? What ES is trading up? Being back on January 5th anyway. So you're just looking at the market to see. Are you doing any sim trading at all? Get older. Girl. I don't even know why we bother with her. I don't understand. Also, like the one trade that I sat out of yesterday that would have lost, I have to go back because I was already documenting this. But when we reject like this, like let's say the zigzag was actually red and not green, and we were to push down, because we're inside of where we changed to a downtrend, the volume on the entry bar has to be higher than the highest volume bar on the swing up. I think that's the only way that it ends up working out. That way it's showing like, hey, we're rejecting, but we have a lot of effort to try to continue anyway. I think I'm going to do that. But I'm really ready to start trading divergence because a lot of times, some people call it a trap. It's just divergence. A lot of times when we break the higher low or even the lower low to create a new lower low, but we're still continuing in the direction, it's just divergence. You know, it takes out some of the stop losses and then there's a push. This I know for sure would have been a setup based on what I was doing yesterday, but I haven't even started analyzing the data. I was just collecting it. But kind of like when I was collecting just the wins for the pullbacks and saw how like all of the wins pretty much fall into 4 different volume patterns, I noticed that the same thing is pretty much for divergence as well. There is a slight difference between trend and counter trend, but still the same 4 patterns. If it's not one of those 4 patterns, no point in taking it. Do I have a daily loss or win limit? Trading evals, no, but I will say that when I start trading PAs again, which I'm actually supposed to be doing today. Oh yeah, I forgot to put. I am going to put a loss limit, and I'll probably end up putting a daily profit target as well, only on Apex because of the consistency rule. Or even with Tradeify, if a company has a consistency rule, I am going to do it only because it's like, well, I know that I'm going to request a payout as soon as I get to the payout threshold. So I might as well go ahead and put a daily profit target on there. That way I never get, beyond that and have to make more money just to withdraw. But once I get to a certain point, no. Because for me, like, I understand why people do that. But for me, if I've put in 2 years, I repeat, 2 years of work to finally come to a strategy that I like, that based on data has edge, to me, there's no reason to stop myself. I might stop myself at a daily loss limit, but I wouldn't stop myself at a daily profit target. Because what the market gives today, it might not give tomorrow. Now, so far trading volume only, the thing that I like is I get a lot of setups. Like yesterday, I took 5 trades. One of them, now looking back, was a dud because of the type of pullback and the type of volume pattern. I just don't like it. There's not even a lot of examples in my data analysis because that pattern should not show up for that type of reversal, right? So, thankfully, I should be able to get like 7 to 10 setups per session regardless. So that's a good thing. However, we could be really choppy today, really trendy tomorrow, whatever. So for me, I rather take every single setup in a session than stop myself like, hey, okay, made $200. Let's stop here. Well, it could have been a $900 day. So I stopped myself for nothing. And what if tomorrow I miss out on some trades, I make some mistakes, now I'm red for no reason. But because I stopped myself at 200, that 200 can't cover my mistakes the next day because I stopped myself. Whereas not a $900, $700 day, whatever the day actually gave me, that could have, covered my losses for the following day. So yeah, I don't plan to stop myself. I won trade last week and I was a junior. Back. Got you. Following daily profit target to keep the consistency rule and 10% drawdown. Exactly. And that's all you need. That's all you need. Oh, I thought she wanted something. But yeah, so that's my thought process. Now, I feel like a lot of people who need, like, this is going to sound so shady, but I promise it's not. People who need programs like, what is it, Blue Guardian or whatever, these programs that lock you out and stuff, that's mainly because they just have issues with, going on tilt. For me, if I have a negative day, it's not because I'm going on tilt and I'm making stupid decisions. It's because my strategy is just not right yet. I might have analyzed the data incorrectly, things like that. So when you have that part together, to me, it's really no need to do all of that. You can manually stop yourself out. You're not mad at all the red you see. You want more red. Like, make it make sense. Quant guard, yeah, that seemed to help since they blew the evals. Listen, some people don't realize that the bad habits they have in evals carries over to their PAs. Or you see these huge numbers because you are trading news with full size and things like that, so you can get the evals passed. So now when you see $50 in a trade, $75 in a trade, $100 in a trade, it's just the worst thing ever. Like, it's not enough for you, you know? And then I just think that a lot of people screw themselves up mentally because they care so much about what happens after after they get out of a trade, if that makes sense. Like, if I got in here and I got my 7 points, I don't give a damn that the market went 28 points after that. What does that have to do with me? You know what I mean? I don't care. I genuinely do not care what happens after that. But not everybody's like that, you know? Oh, no, 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 no. All right, so I'm pretty sure I can't get into this. Right now, I have a rule that with this particular, the no interest reversal like this, that the minor trend has to be opposite. Like, we would have to be up here where it was green, because so far I think the data shows that it can't, like, I can't already be in a minor downtrend to do this. So that's why I took the order off just now. We'll see what happens, but right now that's literally a rule that I have. Yeah. And I can't remember exactly why I did that, but I did. Yeah, I don't know if it matters that much. Oh, I see why I did it. I see exactly why I did it, yeah. And the thought process is, and this one might actually work out. It works out sometimes, sometimes it doesn't. The thought process is like, for it to be a no interest reversal, the buyers are no longer interested in the move, right? And I might change this later because it could just be for the few times that it lost, it's just going to lose here and there. But if the buyers are no longer interested, it should be up here when the buyers are actually in control. Right now, the sellers are in control. So that takes away from it being a no interest reversal. Now, if this would have broken the lows down here, it'd be a totally different thing, but we'll see what happens. But right now, that's my rule. I love everything about the trade except that we're already in a minor downtrend. So we'll see what happens. $43.50. So I would still be in the trade if I was in it. I might push down. VWAP's here. The prior close, the current open was very high volume there too. So there's a lot of effort. There's the push. All right, so I might revisit it because it could be. Could be because there was a trade. I think I took this trade. I feel like I took it. Either way, it's documented on my the little analysis sheet that I have. There was a loss in there, but it didn't. The volume pattern didn't look like that on the bars though. On the swings it did, but on the bars it didn't. So it might be that it's okay to take. All right, I'm gonna put what I think is actually the thing. Which pattern was that? Oh. Which would make sense. Okay. We'll see. How many male streamers love Project X because it will lock you out? Get some self-control. They have no self-control, honey. None. And they think it's cute. Only good for as long as you don't unlock it later. And Quad Guard, when Quad Guard was out for a nice little minute, like some weeks, it was not working and people were holding themselves because of it. Here between 740 and 720. Yeah. Let's see. Like around here. For sure. I'm kind of trading in that overnight and pre-market. All right, we got VWAP. VWAP's a little too close for comfort. I end up pushing up. All right, we rejected at the current open. Eye drops didn't do squat. Not these are dry, girl. Why your eyes so dry? You're not dehydrated, are you? All right, nice impulse move down. We are approaching the major support level down there. All right, too much volume. And this bar, if it's gonna push down, shouldn't take that much effort. And then I push through anyway. That usually loses. Weren't we just near the highs earlier? Yeah, we just created new highs. Goodness gracious. Sipping on a smoothie right now, not water. That's fine. What kind of smoothie you got? Like, what the hell is that? Alright. Impulse move complete. Where are my alerts at? Didn't I create some alerts? I swear I did. I don't know if we could push through VWAP, but let's see. If price hits VWAP though, I'm gonna have to move a stop to break even because we don't always push through it, so that's all right. Am I still in a trade? I was still in a trade. What the fuck? On my TPT account, and I don't know how, but whatever. Yeah, the VWAP is always a place where I'm gonna take profit or move my stop loss to break even, just in case we can't push through it. At least for now, that's what I'm gonna do. I don't know if I'm gonna keep doing that, but for now, we'll just keep it. All right, we got the TP there. Because what happened when I was documenting some of the trades, I was just documenting it as a full TP. And what I used to do was like document it as break even at I would put VL because it's a lower VWAP level. So I would say break even at VL, and then in parentheses I would put if it took profit, loss, whatever. That way I would know what levels, we push through and things like that. But I had stopped doing that for a minute, and that was not a good idea. Not a good idea at all. So yeah, that's why I just went ahead and broke even. But it's all good. I probably should. Let me switch my copier real quick, because it makes more sense to have the PA as the leader, just in case. Tradeify straight to fund it, 50% off right now. Nice. I know when I first was looking at their accounts, I noticed that the straight to funded, I mean, besides the consistency rule is not that big of a deal to me personally, but it was other stuff I was like, I don't know. Shoot. Whoa. Thought we were gonna rotate there. I got my son from Tropical Smoothie, pure sugar. She went to bed at 9:30. Damn. Did she work yesterday? That's quite the 5-minute red candle on NQ. Hell yeah. This lady got road rage and backed up into. Oh, like she hit your car or hit like what? What she had road rage for? You took her parking spot. Need a new place since the old one shut down. Wasn't nothing but a scratch and not on. Get it back today. Ah, what a hoot. That's crazy. Don't reverse there. The volume's equal. Oh yeah, the volume's pretty low today. Like normally around this time, it'll be like 155,000 volume or more. So that's something to take into consideration. You don't care what the temperature is outside. I forgot to have this up. So I didn't know when I took that trade that I was still in a trade until I saw, well, I have the orders tab open as well, like down in the bottom of the screen. So I normally will look there and see if I still have orders. But there have been times where I was still in a trade and nothing showed up in the orders tab, which is why I have this little thing off to the side now. And it's right on my chart trader, so I always see it. But I forgot to maximize it. So it was minimized down in the tray down there. And I didn't realize it. This is interesting, I guess. We're below where we changed to an uptrend, but there's high volume in the bar. I took the Apex account out for this trade just because I just told y'all earlier, I don't know about trading inside, but if the volume's high enough, I'm okay with it. But we'll see. I didn't get into it because we're trading over VWAP. And normally if I didn't think about this, normally like because this is a support level, I don't want the volume to be high on that bar at all, because if it is, it's showing that it took too much effort to use it as support. Like it shouldn't be that high. Now there's other factors that would make it to where I want the volume to be high on that bar, but and look at that, it's a loss. I'm not worried about the overnight low being there. That has nothing to do with anything. But yeah, so basically, if I'm buying at support or I'm selling at resistance, the volume of my entry bar should never be higher than the highest bar in the pullback, because that is showing that it's taken too many buyers to push up off of support, which doesn't make sense. Now, eventually it'll probably work out with the volume being high, but typically that's not what you want to see. You want to see low effort if it's truly a support level or truly a resistance level. Now, this one was different because look at how high the volume was on the pullback, 315 versus 256. So there's more sellers here, which means it's okay for the buyers to need so much volume to push, which they did there. The only reason I didn't take it this time is because of the equal volume on the swings right there. If that wasn't like that, I would have taken this buy. But this one, no, because low volume, 256 compared to 2.3K. So the buyers are in control. It shouldn't take so many buyers to push off support. But here, the sellers were attempting to take control. There was more volume, more distance in the pullback. And there we have a 20-point move off of VWAP. This right here, the equal volumes, is part of the reason why I kind of want to switch to trading a one tick threshold. Because it usually won't show that on a one tick threshold, but I kind of like the two a little bit better, because when we have some of the like major outside bars, like if the wick comes out pretty far, the zigzag will detach, like it'll attach to the wick instead of just staying because the bar never like reversed. And I hate the way it does that. So yeah, what is this? 351. Overnight high-low range was very small too before open on NQ and YM. Really? Vacation is good. I should do this more often. Yeah, have fun. See you, Applejacks. Enjoy the rest of your day. She was coming from a different store. That's crazy. At least you aren't buying at resistance and trying to figure why won't it go up. Come on, just pump it. Go up. Why are you yelling at your screen? Just wondering. I guess I'm not gonna get another trade in, which sucks. I know for sure there were, the one I broke even out of, the one I sat out of because the minor trend was already a downtrend for the pullback. I missed 2 when I was paying my property taxes. So that's 4 good trades for sure. I know with the pullbacks, I could have missed something else just not paying attention. And 4 trades in this market, I'm not too bothered. I mean, the range was pretty small. We created new highs, then pushed directly to almost create new lows. So, and that's not even including any divergence trades that I could have had. So I think I'm okay with that. I think I'm okay with that. And I should be break even. I mean, I just got hold because I don't even know what happened. I don't know if the break even just didn't move. I genuinely don't know what happened on the other accounts. Today, triple distribution day. What that mean, Diego? Are you go anytime soon? Yeah, I don't have one yet. I try not to get affiliate codes with any companies that I don't have accounts with yet. But trust you me, next year I'm gonna be affiliated with a couple of other companies that I like, Lucid being one of them. Um, I just don't believe in having codes with companies that you don't trade with. Especially because you have some people who just literally want to be an affiliate with anybody, and I get it. Like, especially because people will literally ask you because they want to support you, just like you just did, right? But for me, there's like a conflict of interest for me if I don't have accounts with them. And then also, I don't know why some people are affiliates with like 10 different I don't feel like keeping up with all those who got promos right now, who don't. Like, that's so much. But I do think eventually that for me, it'll be Apex, TPT, Tradeify, Lucid, and probably Trade Day. I think those are going to be the 5 companies that I focus on the most. I highly doubt I'll ever get my funded future accounts. Obviously, I'm not getting Top Step accounts because I'm not trading on Top Step X and or Project X, whatever. And I also just feel like you're moving a little weird, but so yeah, Top Step will probably never be a thing for me unless I just want to run it up with them, which I doubt. But yeah, I think those 5 companies will end up being my group of 5. I have 3 distinct volume nodes. Ah, okay. Cage took them. Oh, they were playing favorite with the big affiliates. I mean, I'm not surprised. I mean, why didn't he cut Apex out? Apex plays favorites. Apex gives Patrick a 90% off code while everyone else has an 80. They've done it for Matt. They've done it for I think one other big affiliate. So why didn't he cut them? I mean, that's to me, I hate it because those big affiliates, yes, they put in the time, energy, and effort and they bring you a lot of money, but they bring you a lot of money. So why do you need to run a special discount for them? So now you're taking out of the smaller streamers and smaller affiliates' hands because obviously, if somebody else is running a 90 and I only have an 80 code, then obviously I want you to go get your 90% off. Like, forget support, go get your extra money off. You know what I'm saying? But then what happens is it ends up tying that person to them unless they end up using your code again at some point. So that I don't like that. Took them off the list, so I just said, I got you. There might be more to this story. Yeah, it's no telling. Some shit, like from a business perspective, you just have to respect it. You know what I mean? And I think that sometimes, and this is not to say that he has never had a business because I'm pretty sure he has, but from a business perspective, like sometimes it's just like it's hella shitty to you and it really sucks. But if you were on the other side from the business aspect, like some shit just makes sense. You know what I'm saying? And it is what it is. So about this, you trade with them, follow the rules, I do believe. Got you. Yeah, I wonder. I would reach out and ask, but I haven't talked to him in a minute because I've honestly not been in people's discords at all. Like, hell, I don't even be in my own. But yeah, I've kind of like just gotten out of being in a bunch of discords. No real reason. I think it's just because I've just been so focused and right now I'm literally on the brink of my breakthrough. And I feel like had I still been spending so much time in all these different discords and stuff, I wouldn't have gotten to this point. There's so many things that have happened to me this year where I'm like, yo, the progress that I've made because of all the time that I put into studying and back testing and collecting data and analyzing data, like all as annoying as this 2-year process has been, I have learned so much and I can spot so many things because I've watched the market move in the same way every day for 2 years, right? And I genuinely believe that like certain people that I was connected to, whether it's in the prop industry, in real life, a lot of that stuff was just taking up so much of my time and I just wouldn't have had the time to dedicate to this. And I mean, I want to be more active in different discords again, which I will at some point. But for me, gaining the knowledge is so important, like so important to the point where like yesterday with the one trade that I lost, right? I almost immediately knew what it was. When I went back this morning, because I hadn't looked back at the data. When I looked back this morning, I said, wait, I'm almost certain that that volume pattern doesn't work for that because I'm pretty sure when I look at my analysis sheet in the probably 3 weeks of data that I have, it's only won like maybe twice. There's probably some losses in there because the only time I document losses is if I actually take them, you know? And so I'm like, I just don't think that it works for that pattern. Go to my analysis sheet. That's exactly what the problem was. But that's because of me looking at the charts every single day, the same exact way every single day. And like I've said before, you know, as much as people want to say mechanical strategies don't work, it's all about viewing the market a certain way, seeing how you can quantify what you see on the charts, like whether it's, hey, these certain pivot levels, you know, I don't just take the buy just because we just hit the pivot level. I wait for some congestion or what do they call it? Accumulation before distribution. You wait for certain things. That's because you're putting in the time, energy, and effort into understanding and learning and not just pushing buttons because it's easy to be profitable, right? But yeah, I just kind of disconnected myself from a lot of just noise, right? It's good to know what's going on in the different prop firms and in the industry and stuff like that, but to be honest with you, none of that shit matters to me Because unless something is happening with the 3 companies that you see on the screen, none of the other shit even matters. I don't know what's going on with these companies. I'm not even a customer or an affiliate, so I kind of don't give a damn. No offense if they do something to hurt people, but it's fine when y'all tell me about stuff, but I mean, like, from my standpoint of going out to seek the information, it literally doesn't matter, right? Because it doesn't affect me. But yeah, I genuinely, these last couple of weeks of going back to volume only have been the best time ever. Like, not having to worry about data lag because of order flow, not having to worry about order flow and numbers moving and point of controls flipping and all this other stuff. Like, and it's funny because I opened up, I'm finna show y'all. Umar just released a video a couple of days ago. Oh, it's right here. And it's this. Watch how this video starts. I didn't like the video that much personally, but just look how this video starts. He said, these are the 3 things that you need. These are only 3 things that you need to be profitable to trade, right? You need to know what price is doing at whatever time and volume. And I was just like, now, of course, he trades order flow and stuff. And I love that for him. But this is literally all you need. That's it. I'm not saying order flow can't be helpful, because it was. But for Renko's, it's just not. It's just not. It's just too much. Way too much. It's just a bunch of 20-year-old degenerates. It gets pretty bad in there. It does. I'll follow this because I mean, I know I'm very close. I can even taste it. I swear, Diego. No, you're not being delusional. And the thing is, I've been saying for a long time, like, I can see the light at the end of the tunnel, and I can even see, like, around the corner a little bit. Like, I'm literally right there. And I have been this whole time. All I needed to do was re-implement volume. Not worry at all about order flow. Now, will order flow keep me out of some losses? And sure, probably. But for the sake of my sanity, for the sake of creating something that's repeatable, that's easy to understand for the average person, order flow just had to go. And for me, like I told y'all, if in an hour I can get 7 to 10 trades in, I'm good. I don't need no more than that. Because the other thing you got to remember, for me right now, I'm risking 7 points to make 6.75 points. So risking 7 to make 7. A win is like, I think, $135. Even if I'm just +2 for the day. Let's say I don't have a great day and I'm just +2 trades. I took 7 trades, but I'm +2. I'm still up over $250, and making $250 a day per account is all I care about. I'm not shooting for the moon. I'm shooting for something that's repeatable. Now, am I going to have some $500 days, some $700? Absolutely. Because I know what the market paints every day. But that's what I'm working towards. We need to focus. That's why I unsub to all of the streamers. I swear. Never disappear. It's because I'm focused. No, for real. Chill my friend RJ about YM, and that's about it. That's all. You just need, you have to align yourself with people who are on the same wavelength. Because I think the other thing for me is, not to say I get irritated, but like, it's almost like how you play video games and there are people who exploit certain things that they know the game allows them to do. Like on 2K, for instance, there are certain moves that you can do that are complete exploits. There's this thing called the Steph Curry slide, where literally it gets you open almost every time. There's like certain moves that you can do where you're always going to get open for the most part. People are using those moves because they want to exploit the opportunity to do it, right? So I carry that over into trading. There are certain people who trade so recklessly because they can, because the opportunity is there. versus using the opportunity to not trade your own money to be able to get access to a $2,000 or $2,500 drawdown for less than $200, and actually taking it serious, actually wanting to become a better trader, and actually wanting to be profitable outside of profitable. I don't really want to consume very much content from those people, whether it's streams, whether it's just content that they put P&Ls inside of Discords and things like that. Because for me, not only do I not want that in my energetic space, but even though I am not somebody who gets like peer pressured, or I don't like, there are times where it's like, man, I'm ready to get payouts like that, but it's not from like a jealousy standpoint. It's from I've put in the work, the time, energy, and effort, but I don't want to consume that from those people, because I know the only reason that you got to that point is because you've spent $50,000 plus on accounts this year. And I don't care how much money I make. That is insane for me. So I have to align myself with people who are like me. I said when I first got onto YouTube that I knew that my channel would have very slow growth, which I was okay with, because I refuse to be a degenerate. And also because most people want to watch people who are getting payouts, and that's fine. I'm not going to force myself into a situation where I'm spending a whole bunch of money just to get payouts, just to grow my channel. I'm not doing that. I'd rather have my core group of people. And when I start getting payouts and I make a couple of videos about it, I'll probably get some subscribers from it. And that's cool. But that ain't what we're here for. We're here to show that you can take the time to study, to analyze, to create a strategy, to not go on tilt, to have your psyche together, to be mechanical, to be profitable for real. And that's all I care about. Good morning, Cloth. How are you this morning? Man, that compounds. It does, Diego. And you talking about per account? Like what? And that's why for me, I those 5 companies are enough. You can have 20 with Apex. Really, that's enough. 5 with TPT? Is Tradeify still 5? I think. I'm not sure. Lucid, I don't know how many accounts you can have with them. And then what did I say my 5th one was? I don't know. But either way, that's a lot of accounts, right? And when you are compounding like that and you have good discipline and you can pull out, a certain amount from this company every 5 to 10 business day or trading days, a certain amount from this company who needs to gamble? Who needs to go on tilt? Who needs to push it to the limit and max contracts? Like for what? Oh, pretty much 5 now. Okay. That's what I thought. So yeah, I don't need a whole bunch of accounts, y'all. I don't need that. But all right, let me, these are the accounts. I got to go ahead and start journaling so I can go walk my mile and finish gathering this data for divergence, because I really want to start trading divergence tomorrow, especially since we only have 2 more trading days this week. So I just took the one trade that I broke even out of. I still don't know how I didn't get out of the TPT account, but that's neither here nor there. So I'm pretty much still at full drawdown on Tradeify. TPT, I have $1,350 left. And then Apex, the PA, I still have $2,100 in drawdown. But yeah, not a bad day, honestly, for the market to be. I mean, we barcoded a little bit here. We've just been consolidating over here. I do, like I said, I know for sure I missed some trades earlier just because I had to do something for my mom. So I wouldn't even call today a bad day. The only thing I really want to do is, and I probably won't do this because I got too much to do, but I really need to, and I started yesterday, just start writing when the price rejects at a level but pushes through, or it rejects at a level and loses. I need to start doing that so that I know if I can stay in trades or not. Like we hit the VWAP. Now it's a support level, but you can see that even though it's a lower VWAP level and it's treated as support, look how we're resisting here, which is why I typically will just get out of trades. And it might be something where like, yo, just set the stop loss to break even If it pushes through, great. If it hits your break even, stops you out, and continues going, it is what it is. You're better safe than sorry. That's probably what I'm going to end up doing. And then I just have to look at this no interest reversal again, because like I said, I typically take the higher high to higher low to lower high. Like that usually happens like up here, when even though I'm in a sale, the minor trend is still an uptrend. I usually take those there, but I need to go back and look, because I think that the reason why I took that out when we already changed to a downtrend was for something that was totally different. So it's something I could probably add back in, but we'll see. I don't know. We'll see. Seeing the poor streamer taking random trades sometimes make me question my approach and join the. I said that a long time ago, Diego. Like sometimes when I get, especially when I was dealing with what do you call it, with order flow, I'm like, why am I sitting here trying to learn? Like when I could just be a DJ and get some fucking payouts. I've said that to myself plenty of times. Plenty of times. But then you just have to remember, like, it's all about mindset, right? You have to do what works for your brain. Like I would go on tilt if I'm taking random. No, I still wouldn't go on tilt, because going more red because I'm red don't make sense to me. But if I didn't have a very set mechanical set of rules, it would probably do a little bit of bothering me that I lose a trade, because I'm trading off of what I think and what I think was wrong, versus I'm trading this way because a data set shows me this happens. If it loses, cool. Because if it wins 9 times out of 10, this is the 1 time out of 10 I lose, and I'm okay with that. But I don't think that people who trade with a lot of like discretionary type of trading, I don't think they realize how much it fucks up their mind and how it leads to them going on tilt. It's easy to lose when your strategy tells you that you should win. Now you might go back like, maybe there was some data I analyzed incorrectly, like cool. But when I lost the trade yesterday, I had won 3 trades, broke even out of one of them. And when I lost that trade, you didn't see me getting mad. I'm like, shit, data says I should take it. I took it. Cool. That's a loss. Now I went back and analyzed, and I was like, oh, that's why it's that type of pullback. That should not happen with that volume pattern. But aside from that, what am I going to sit here and get mad for? I thought the market was going that way because data said it, not because this is what I think. You want to trade good enough to where it translates to a personal account? Exactly. Yeah. And it's nothing wrong with prop trading, like you said, but is it not the goal to be able to trade in a personal account with your own rules the way you want to? And I think also, like, if you trade, like for me, I am going to trade a personal account. I love the leverage of prop firms, and rules don't bother me. I'm scalping. Unless the company has an issue with what they deem as micro scalping when it comes to time in a trade. Because I don't think any company does the number of ticks anymore, if I'm not mistaken. But if any company has an issue with scalping, I just don't trade with them. There's plenty of companies out here that are reputable. Do some of them have their issues? Yeah. But there are plenty of companies where I can trade the way that I want to trade. It doesn't bother me. I don't care about risk management rules. Like, I remember when Apex first came out with this 5-to-1 thing, and it was just such an uproar. Why are you upset that they don't want you to risk $500 to make $100? Why are you upset that they're trying to make sure that when you lose a trade, you don't have to win 5 to make it back? Are you well? You're not. You're not well. You're not well at all. I don't know. But I'm going to get out of here, you guys. I done stayed here long enough. But I thank you guys for tuning in. We had a good discussion today. I am hoping, fingers crossed, pray for me, that I can finish this divergence back testing and get this data analyzed so we can start taking some divergence trades. There's a couple of patterns that I already know that I really, really like. It's just a matter of getting some of the other ones. We'll see. But Am I streaming tomorrow? Yes. Because the only time I don't is if it's an actual, the chart. Wait, is it an early close tomorrow? It's not an early close, right? Is it an early close? I don't think so. I know it's closed on the 1st. As long as it's not an early close tomorrow, I'll be trading. I really only take time off if it's a holiday. Let's see. If it's a full day off or a half day. I don't trade on half days either. Let's see. No early close. All right, perfect. Then I'll be here tomorrow. BJax, thank you. Yeah, I'll be here tomorrow. So I thank you guys for tuning in. Please like the video on your way out if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't already. But other than that, I will see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning at 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye, guys.